Doobie-doobie-doo. 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 I'm your host, Sabrina Salvati. Doobie-doobie-doo.
Doobie doobie doo. Welcome, guys. Happy Friday. Welcome to my late night stream. I know it is later than usual. We've been doing the General Strike Summit today. We'll be doing that tomorrow and Sunday as well. So that is why I'm streaming late tonight. I want to go ahead and shout out some people in the chat. What's going on, Lawrence? Always a pleasure to see you. Doobie doobie doo. Shout out to Joe OWS. Doobie doobie doo is scat for strangers in the night, just saying. Really? I didn't know that. I did not know that. What's going on, Ben Catabriga? Doobie doobie doo. Shout out to Greg. He's a SABBY member. What's going on? Hello. Greetings, Shayar. Good evening to all SABBY misfits. What's going on, Pirate Alex? He says, hey, guys. Hello, Arturu. Always great to see you. Shout out to Eric Thomas. We're doing it late, doing it live. Yes, we are. We are. Shout out to Hannah G. What's going on? Hello, Gamer for Life. Hey, how are you? He says, hi, Sabby. What's going on, Cam? Hey, hello. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I know this is late for me. Welcome to SABBY SABS podcast. I'm your host, Sabrina Salvati. If you don't know, and if you are new, SABBY SABS podcast is a part of the Fred Hampton Leftist Network. You can catch me there on Thursdays for the Roundtable and on Fridays for the SABBY SABS show. And you can catch me here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. What is up? So I wanted to do a little special late night stream, especially since it's warm in here. It's kind of humid outside, actually. It's really weird because it's November and I don't know, it's unusually humid. But anyway, I wanted to do like a late night stream because this is the first night of our General Strike Summit at FHL. It's been a great thing so far. I think we've done really well today. And one of the things I want to say is that I have learned so much today, you guys. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but like, I actually was listening to this when I was at work today because I still had to work. So while I was at work, I actually had like FHL General Strike Summit on my phone, and I had my headphone in. So I was listening to it while I was working at my desk. And I just learned so much. Like, I didn't know that McDonald's now owns Chipotle. I didn't know about that. So that was new to me. I didn't know some of the things that I heard on the disability panel was really eye-opening for me. Like, I didn't realize that it's not illegal in this country to pay people who are disabled less money. So these are the things, you know, that like we really need to pay attention to. And the reason why we're doing this summit is because we really want to get this information out there to people. We want to highlight the issues and then explain how those issues relate to a general strike. So I did a healthcare panel on the summit tonight with the Red Berets. They're awesome, by the way. If you guys don't follow them on Twitter, you should. And they are doing a craft strike, and they are knitting black roses and red berets, of course, and mittens and all kinds of things. And the black roses are going towards mutual aid. So you can purchase a black rose from them. They'll knit it for you. And the money's going to go towards Rome and Affinis mutual aid. So this is why it's important to do these things. This is why I wanted to be a part of this. This is why, you know, we wanted to do a General Strike Summit. We wanted to educate people, talk about the issues that people are facing. We wanted to introduce you to activists that you may not have met, you may not be familiar with, especially if you're not on Twitter. And I know some of you are not. And I just think that that's really important. We have to get that information out there. Now, tomorrow, I'll be on with, Miss Miscarriage. Oh, it's on my phone. Hold on. Should probably figure out what I'm doing tomorrow. I should know this. I've just been so busy, you guys. I'm just like, people are like, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do today. Okay. Tomorrow, I am going on with, oh, okay. 3 o'clock tomorrow, I'll be on with Jimmy Dore, Max Blumenthal, and Nick. We're going to be discussing resisting establishment narratives. That should be awesome. Don't miss that. Who else am I going on with? 6 o'clock tomorrow. I'm going on with Shahid Buttar and Glory Jones. Glory Jones is from MCSC Network. She does Slow News Day. And Kamali and Josana will also be on that panel. So that should be lit. They're going to talk about their activism. Shahid and Glory Jones are both activists in California. So they're going to have a lot of things to say about that. Like, more importantly, like how do you get started? I know some of you are like, what if I want to do this, but I just don't know where to start, where to begin? What can I expect? They're going to talk about those things as well. And who else am I? Am I jumping on another one tomorrow? Who else is on here? Striking to survive. All right. Well, let me just tell you the lineup for tomorrow. Protecting independent media. That's going to be with Hardlands Media and CJ. The case for a general strike. That's going to be with Hardlands Media, Lee Camp, Affinity, and CJ. I told you resisting establishment narratives with that's Jimmy Dore, Max Blumenthal, me, and Nick. Imperialism, race, and the labor movement. This is going to be really good. This will be Danny Haifong and Jackson Hinkle, Max Blumenthal. Oh, is Max still on that one too? I'm not sure. But I know Danny's going to be on that one with Jackson Hinkle. That's at 4 o'clock. That'll be with Nick, Josana, and Kamali and JB. And at 5 o'clock, man, 5 o'clock, Black Panther Mutual Aid with revolutionary reader and Aaron Fights for the People. That's going to be with Nick, Kamali, and CJ. That should be a really good panel. I told you I'm doing activism with Shahid and Glory Jones. That's at 6 p.m. And then 7 o'clock is Press Freedom. That's going to be with Comrade Misty, Rob Durden, who you guys have seen on here often, and Black in the Empire. And JB is going to host that. 8 p.m. is Climate Crisis, Striving to Survive. And that's going to be with Pat and Layla. You guys probably know them from Twitter. They also have podcasts. And also Logan Grindell. And that's going to be with JB, Liv, and Kamali. And then at 9 o'clock is the International Leftist Coalition with Nick, Josana, and Bet Beat. So that's the lineup for tomorrow. I'm not going to go into Sunday yet because I don't want to overwhelm you. But yeah, it's really good things, you guys. Like I'm really pumped. I'm really excited. And you don't know how many people have already reached out to me and said, thank you guys for doing this. Like it's been really educational, really educational. Sean said, damn, that Boston came out of you on that one. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Now, some of you may know. Hold on, let me get my sip. Oh, tonight I'm having Gunner's Daughter Milk Stout. It's pretty good. They have a peanut butter one too, if you like peanut butter. Actually, it's like chocolate peanut butter, but they didn't go too heavy on the peanut butter. That's why I like it. But anywho, thanks so much, Cam. Cam says, thank you guys for doing this. Yeah, so some people, you guys, have to actually were with the stream the entire day. Like there was one guy, I should have like taken a screenshot of his name. He said he started watching at 10 o'clock this morning. He's been watching the whole time. So it's been very educational. My dad was even watching it, like a lot of things for people to learn. And I hope you guys like, take some things from this, Again, we're not experts. We're learning as well, but we felt like it was important to get the information out there. Now, that being said, as you guys may have seen, there have been some people who have decided to punch down on us about this on Twitter. This was before it even started. They were already like ridiculing us. Hassan Piker was one of them, of course. the TYT peep. We kind of talked about that yesterday on FHL Roundtable, and I want to play you a clip because Kamali had a speech during that roundtable, and I was like, we got to clip this. We got to clip it. So I'm going to show that speech, but if you're wondering where this is coming from, basically, long story short, I made that promo video for the general strike. I put it on Twitter. A lot of people retweeted it. And somehow it got in the hands of some dude named Eon Higgins, whoever does something for The Intercept. And Hassan Piker saw it and he commented and said, a general strike is when you watch my live stream. So he decided to be an asshole, basically. And Nick and JB and Afeni and a lot of other people ratioed him for doing that. He got upset, did a Twitch stream, basically saying that the Fred Hampton leftists that we're dumb and we're weird. He actually said those words, that we're dumb and we're weird. That's his criticism. And so I didn't like it that he was basically calling a group of black people dumb and weird. I'm like, really? Oh God. Oh my God. Yeah, Greg says, what a fucking loser. Yeah, I really did not like that. So I'm going to play this clip for you. I wanted to give you some background, some context so you understand where this anger is coming from, because we were pretty angry yesterday on Roundtable. If you haven't seen that, definitely go watch that. And we were going to be nice about it. But honestly, after we started the stream, we were like, screw that. We're going all in, you know, because here was someone who has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers punching down on a channel. We're a small channel. So FHL, we have 12,000. Actually, it's like 12,400 something now subscribers. And he was punching down on us. Why are you even worried about what we're doing? It's just, it didn't make any sense. I'm sorry. But if your only way of doing things is through electoral politics, why don't you just leave us alone? Because that game is old for us. We are focused on finding another way. And that's not to shame people who still believe in electoral politics. I want to be very clear about that. But my focus is on doing things more through direct action and mutual aid. So that 80-20 rule, 80% would be direct action, mutual aid. Electoral politics will be the 20% for me. My views have changed because I'm tired of being disappointed with candidates over and over again, especially since I know it's all about the money. It's all about the big corporations. It just doesn't matter. I told you guys this. No matter who you put in through Democrats or Republican, they all serve corporate interest. So he wanted to punch down on us. Kamali was like, hold up. He had a speech, and I want to play that speech. Oh, let me get away from my face. I don't know what that's about. I was a little angry there, apparently. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic.
And this is a millionaire, a multimillionaire. Let's be real, looking down at working class people that are literally taking whatever time, whatever spare time they have to try to do whatever they can to just literally start a conversation, try to build some political education. And it's not like we're coming out there. We're not trying to be an authority on any of this. We're trying to bring in people, from all different walks of life, working class folks that do not have a platform, do not have the platform that these people have, to try to give them voice, to try to hand them over our little platform that we have. And it's not like we're just limited to, a general strike. I'm hosting panels on worker cooperatives, and building dual power through worker cooperatives, tenant unions. So we're not just looking
Kamali,
at this.
Sorry, once again, I thought we didn't have any labor activists. I'm sorry. I just read Twitter. I just read Boutique Left Twitter, and I thought we didn't have any labor activists. Kamali, are you telling me that you have history in worker co-ops?
Okay, I'm just going to cut in here. That was another thing they were saying about us on Twitter, that we didn't have any activists. They also said we don't have jobs. I mean, you guys know I talk about my job often. So I just thought that was really funny, but I'll go back in.
For real? For real? What?
You know,
Bro,
you know,
but
former.
Hassan's
I'm
dead, but
a
Hassan-
former. Yep, I'm a
Hassan
former
Fletcher.
1199 SEIU. You know, SEIU 1199 former steward, union steward. You know, union member and union steward. I fought for workers, you know, and got them those gains. I've been on the inside of unions. I've also seen the, you know, there are fair criticisms to also level at unions that we have to be realistic about. You know, the fact that capitalists have been able to successfully chip away at its peak. We had over 33%, 1 in every 3 American workers were a part of a union. Now it's less than 1 in 10. All right. So capitalists, we leave them with all the money and all the incentive to continue to fight to destroy unions. All right. In timeline. What I wrote to y'all earlier for the people, because, you know, there's nothing to hide with transparent. You know, this was my response in seeing Hassan, to seeing, you know, Hassan, you know, talking his shit, Owen Higgins. I said, you know, they're gatekeepers. Some serious white savior shit going on here too. They all act like they're in solidarity with black people until some black leftists step up and do what they were unable or unwilling to do. Come together and try to work collectively and cooperatively towards something beyond the same electoralist garbage that got us here. Apparently, they want us to ask them for permission or sit around waiting for them to set the agenda and timeline. They act like liberals are performative and paternalistic, but how is this any better? I'm not saying that what we're doing is perfect or beyond criticism, but none of them reached out to us to start a conversation. My DMs are open. We're bringing people together to start a conversation. Nobody here is pretending to be an authority on anything, but the planet is literally burning and drowning simultaneously. The economy is crumbling and propped up on record household debt. A pandemic has wiped out nearly 1 million Americans and completely altered the way that we relate to one another. Police budgets remain untouched. The military budget remains untouched. Oh, no, sorry, actually, let me correct myself here. The military budget was increased. Okay, we increased it by $25 billion under Biden after we just ended the biggest war that the U.S. was involved in, the Afghanistan war. Okay, we increased it by $25 billion. Okay, but I digress. Okay. So, you know, the so-called progressive politicians we all helped elect keep sitting around, you know, the so-called progressive politicians we all helped elect have abandoned us. And these clowns want to keep sitting around begging feckless politicians. Sabrina recently played a clip of Kyle Kalinske begging the squad, saying, "This is your last chance, guys. It's your last chance." Not to talk shit. Kyle Kalinske ain't directly involved in this one right here, okay? But these people are not using their platforms to come back us. They got, you know, Kyle Kalinske got like 1 million fucking, you know, subs on YouTube. You know, they got massive platforms. Imagine if these people got together and started working collectively and cooperatively with us. All right. Yes, I digress again. They're pretending to be anti-capitalist while reproducing capitalist structures in their organizations on these capitalist media platforms and competing for viewership in the capitalist marketplace of ideas instead of cooperating on collective action. This is the 15 million merits episode of Black Mirror come to life. All right. So if y'all don't know, that's the one with Daniel Kaluuya in it. All right. I hope everybody's, you know, seen that one. They all put on performances as if they're fighting the system while doing absolutely nothing but work within its confines. This is why I think the mission of becoming a worker cooperative and establishing democratic consensus at FHL is so vital. Anyone can talk about being anti-capitalist, but what are any of them doing to move beyond capitalists? To move beyond capitalism. Look at what happened with Nathan Robinson of Current Affairs. The dude wrote a damn book called Why You Should Be a Socialist. And the moment the workers in the one organization he actually held power in tried to do a socialism and form a worker co-op, he fired all those motherfuckers and destroyed the organization rather than to cede his capitalist power. Okay. So these clowns are no different than any of the politicians or capitalists they criticize on the daily for revenue and attention. All right. We got union busting ass TYT. All right. Over there. What the fuck did Hassan do about that? Okay. But they'll talk shit on Amazon all day long while doing the same fucking thing behind the scenes. Right. Okay. So they love speaking truth to every power except their own. Sorry, but this just irks the fuck out of me, okay? And I'm gonna get real a little second here. I said I personally am not a big fan of Jimmy Dore or Nico House, and that's putting it nicely. And I would levy the same criticism about reproducing capitalist structures against them. But this feels like some anti-Door, anti-dumb left shit when they're at least Door and Nico are at least willing to cooperate or just not stand in the fucking way. So anyone else notice that it's almost the exact same group of people that supported and opposed Force the Vote that are either supporting or opposing this move for just a conversation with people from across the country and from all walks of life to just talk about what we need to do to properly prepare for a general strike, okay? So I don't think it's a coincidence. The only kind of revolution these assholes are capable of is a counter-revolution, deeply unserious. I was looking for an MLK clip that I remember where he talked about this, that he fears that, America is only capable at this stage, back in 67 or something, like a year before he was assassinated. He was like, I worry that at this point, America is only capable of a counter-revolution. All right. And this is what these people are, counter-revolutionaries. All right. And I said, imagine what FHL could do with the audience and resources of TYT and the rest of them. As Chairman Fred put it, I said they can stop a revolutionary, but they can't stop a revolution. And it's revolution or perish at this point. This shit is unsustainable. And that's it, and that's it. All right. Told my comrades that I love them and respect all of them. Right. And I'm not saying that we are revolutionaries. All right. I'm not saying that, but you know what? We are bringing on revolutionaries.
Okay. So Kamali was lit. Like he really brought it home. And I just want to talk about some of the things that he said because I noticed the same thing too. It was the same people who were attacking people for Force the Vote were attacking us for a general strike summit. And it really did seem like they took pictures from that promo vid that I made and they only took out certain pictures. Like in that promo video, I showed it to you guys on the last stream, at the end of the last stream. You guys saw who the people are that were coming on, right? They took out just Jimmy Dore's picture, Nico House, and Fiorella's and said, these are the people that they're bringing on for of course, they looked right over the activists, the union leaders, none of those people. They made it try to seem like we were only bringing on commentators, which was a lie. But this is what they do. The same people, let's think back to Bernie Sanders' campaign, okay? Bernie Sanders told us we needed to start a movement in this country, right? The same people who were behind that, and I was one of them, and these people were one of them. Let's just be clear. They were on that same side. Those same people, now that we're trying to do this movement, even though Bernie's not running anymore, they don't want us to do it. They want to hate on us. They want to smear us. They want to call us names. And I figured this would happen because it happened with the marches for Medicare for All. Those same people criticize activists. Now, if you believed in Bernie's message that we needed to start a movement, that the people needed to rise up, why don't you believe in it now? And I have an answer for that. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's not connected to an election. Because you see, what I've learned is that some of those people who really would yeah, we need to start a movement, we need to rise up, they only felt the need to do so through a campaign. The moment Bernie suspended his campaign, all of a sudden it was well, let's just vote for Joe Biden so we can get Trump out. These are the people that went back to brunch. These are the people who will pretend like Joe Biden's doing a good job. Let's be real. His approval rating's at 38%. Even some Democrats polled do not approve of Joe Biden's job. So this is what we try to warn you guys about, the fact that you do have people on the left that claim that they're about these issues, that they want to fight for these issues and they want to support them. But the moment it is not, it's not attached to a campaign and it's done outside of electoral politics, they're the same people who are smearing it. I don't know what to say. I think back to like the civil rights movement. Where would those people be? What side of the... I feel like some of these same people, Hassan Piker, if Fred Hampton was alive today, he would smear Fred Hampton. You think Fred Hampton would tell us to do things through electoral politics? You think Fred Hampton would have said to vote for Joe Biden? You think Fred Hampton would tell us to support the Democratic Party? No. He would tell us to do direct action, mutual aid. That's what the Black Panthers did. They were building free clinics, you guys. They were feeding kids. Do you know the reason why we have reduced lunch and free lunch programs in schools is because of the Black Panthers? But people like Hassan would smear him today. How dare you do this outside of a campaign? It's not connected to the squad, so no. I don't worship politicians. I don't stand for politicians. I don't idolize politicians. This is what happens when you do. Gary said, and if you go back to Obama, we had 13 years of disappointment. Absolutely. I mean, come on here, guys. Like, if you saw some of the things that they were saying, like literally, I'm going to show you this clip. So this is the clip that I clipped part of this from Roundtable and I posted it on Twitter. I want to play this clip. It's a compilation. Kamali starts off talking about what it was like when he was out there canvassing for AOC, trying to raise money for AOC. And I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just going to play it. But I said, FHL responds to Hassan. We tried to warn you about the left elites who punch down on activists. That's what I've been trying to tell you guys. Now I'm going to play this video.
All the people that are now AOC stands I didn't see none of those motherfuckers when I was out there organizing, working, volunteering, giving my time, giving my money when I was unemployed, broke. Okay. We were back in AOC. All right. And none of them were there. And now all of a sudden, all the people that fought to get her elected are the ones that feel most hurt, and she has abandoned those people that put her in the position of power, and we are critical of her.
Hey, Kamali, what happened to those people that was protesting and supporting Cory Bush with the homeless crisis going on? That's still happening right now. What happened to that? And then they want, because you know why I went on general strike. That's part of it. The homelessness crisis that you are not solving through electoral politics, and Hassan Piker knows that. So if Hassan Piker knows that electoral politics is not going to solve the crisis of the homelessness problem, then he's abandoning it.
Yeah, which he can easily do because he's a millionaire and it's not an urgent issue for him. And this is what we've been trying to tell you guys. They know the things that we are saying is true. I honestly feel like if you have a platform that large as Hassan Piker, look, we're a small channel. We were able to get all these people together for a general strike summit. You guys know how many hours we put in doing this? You know how many late nights we had, how many late meetings we had, and I'm working a full-time job. We put in a lot of work to do this. Now, if you're Hassan Piker and you have the platform that he has, imagine what he could have done with the connections that he has. No, he doesn't want to do it. He wants to sit down and he wants to play video games with AOC and he wants to shit on activists and he wants to sit up here and criticize a group of Black people. So fuck that. When he sits up there and tries to say that he cares about Black issues, that he cares about working class issues, don't say nothing to him on Twitter because he is showing you who he really is. Let him reveal himself.
This is what happens when someone doesn't have a sense of urgency. When you have people like me who have that sense of urgency, and then you shit on us for wanting to actually make change, you're basically saying that I don't matter. Just shut up and just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's some capitalistic bullshit.
JB's right. Is capitalist BS, which is interesting because Hassan claims to be a socialist. Thanks so much, Astral Gypsy, for the super chat. Sabs, you have earned that Friday night beer today. Thank you so much. Cheers. Thank you. Greetings. I'm going to go to some of the comments in the chat. I'm sorry, but this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. I'm going to go to some of the comments in the chat. Ocean Transitor said, Sabby has a lot of energy. I have a full time and I'm fucking burned out when I get home. Yeah, I mean, like, look, I work full time. You guys know this. I work in higher ed. Kamali works too. JB cannot work because he's disabled. And JB talks about this. He has to do dialysis. And we're out here like busting our ass to try to educate people. And we got someone who's a millionaire who's going to sit up here and chomp down on us. Are you kidding me? I bet you Hassan Piker has never had to work a day hard in his life. Don't have time for this, man. I don't have time for it. Troy said, oh, Sabby's having a dark one. I am. I'm having a stout. Stouty stout. What's up, Indy Left? Amazing day one. Appreciate and love all of you. Great work today. Thanks so much, Indy. Oh, guys, always give Indy a shout out. Indy just started a new network, by the way. Definitely follow him on Twitter. Hedges Gospel said, Sabby, you guys are killing it. Damn, fine work. Thank you so much, Hedges. I'm assuming that's Chris Hedges Gospel. Thanks for the super chat, Moses ST. You put me on some 90s R&B and I haven't looked back since. Thanks. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Oh, yeah, you must have been in that stream when I started talking about the 90s, like grams, like groups and the girl groups and all that stuff. I loved it. I love it. I love it. I love it. In Rib says Hassan always had that silver spoon. And I want to tell you guys, we are not the only ones. We are not the only ones that criticize this. Because apparently other people chimed in and jumped into our defense. And I got to tell you, by the time we commented, that was like after, sorry about that. That was like after other people had already commented. So the Vanguard made a video too. And like, I knew something. I was like, what is going on? Because like I was at work and I got a notification that the Vanguard went live. And I was like, that's weird. Why are they going live at this time? So I'm going to show you what they said. I mean, this was just looks really bad on Hassan. I'm sorry. It just makes him look really bad. So I'm going to share my screen. Make this large. And I'm going to mute my mic. And here we go.
You know, united this coalition, united these speakers and trying to get some attention for an issue as important as general strike, something that I think we all agree is necessary to at least try to raise awareness of, especially during this time when strikes are taking the nation by storm and union advocacy is at an all-time high. What an awesome event to put on. What a impressive town hall to produce just as a small independent YouTube channel. This is awesome. So I can't imagine coming out here and saying anything other than this is great and solidarity.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucking pathetic is what it is. It's disgusting. It is a definition of fucking brain worms that you're going to spin this as some sort of a problem. Just because you don't like a couple of fucking people that are on this massive, massive, massive list of speakers. So what? That's not the point. Do you believe in a general strike? Do you believe in the concept of everyday working people becoming our own media, of actually engaging with each other, of actually being able to teach each other, of actually being able to build and strengthen one another collectively over the internet? Yeah, I do. Well, let's get to fucking work and let's keep doing that. Let's push it forward. Does anybody realize how hard it is to plan shit like this? If you don't do it for a living, you don't know. Gavin and I have tried to plan shit. We are like really unorganized dudes, which makes me admire Fred Hampton's leftist ability to pull this all together. It's extremely impressive. Gavin and I have tried to organize things in the past. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's not, but it's really hard and working with everybody's schedules and, you know, making sure that people are firm in their commitment and not just being not all this kind of stuff. So, and like I said, this is not something that they're doing for money. They're doing it completely for free. They're just doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. They're just making this good YouTube content. Okay. And as I've said before, this is not a channel that's out here for fucking cash. All right. It's just the numbers wouldn't add up for them anyway. So there's no way for them to call them like, you know, grifters or people who are, you know, the self-employed entrepreneurial class telling working class. No, shut the fuck up. Like you could make a video about that, about the Vanguard. Make any video you want about the Vanguard. We run our fucking mouths for a living, okay? But don't come after a fucking good organization like this. Like we will take all of the smoke. This is fucking bullshit. Okay, every single one of the people on Fred Hampton Leftist, I would say I've been in the top tier guests that we've ever had on the Vanguard as far as passion, being informed, being rooted in working class politics. I mean, we have them on all the goddamn time. Fuck, Kamali Rhodes was the first dude that ever invited the Vanguard on his fucking show when he was doing the Radical Democracy show just as an independent non-FHLer. We've had Nick, Socialist MMA, on. We've had RJ on multiple times. Shout out to JB. He's been on our show. Afeni was gracious enough to come on our show. These are active fucking activists. These are people that are taking this shit for real. They're bringing it to the next level. And Gavin and I just feel privileged to promote that shit. So how fucking dare anybody try and take shots at them? Fuck you.
I mean, what else can I say? What else can I say? And it's true. Like the number of people being like, I don't like this because Jimmy Dore is going to be there. And I'm like, really? You don't want us to do an educational event with activists, union leaders, people that participate in worker co-ops, just because you don't like one person that's going to be on the panel? This is why we can't get anywhere on the left. This is exactly why we don't get progress. Because people, it's like, even when it goes back to force the vote, we were in the middle of a pandemic, you guys. And I'm sorry. Asking for Medicare for all at that time was necessary. Hundreds and thousands of people in this country were dying. And people were against it because Jimmy Dore was involved. I'm like, really? Really? Now you say it's supposed to be about the issues. But if it's about the issues, then it shouldn't matter that one person's on that you don't get along with. Look, I'm not a fan of everybody. I'm not a friend of everybody. I don't like everybody. But if you came to me about an issue and said, would you be on this panel, this healthcare panel? Absolutely. I can avoid that other person. Who gives up? Who cares? Of course I would do it. If you came to me and you said, hey, Sabby, will you be on a general strike panel? Of course I would do it. And believe it or not, I'm not one of those people who's going to ask you who's going to be there. I don't care. It's supposed to be about the issue, whether I like them or not. Shout out to intermediary fossil. Thanks so much for the super chat. Hassan doesn't want to be discomforted by the downtrodden trying to rid their anguish. Thank you so much for the super chat. I mean, it's just, look, I got to be real here. We want to fight for these things, right? We want everyone to have health care. We want corporations, billionaires to pay their fair share. We need to fight for those things. And that means that along the way in that fight, there may be one person that you don't like. You're just going to back out. Some of these people are not serious about these things. They're not serious about these issues. If you only want to fight for something, if you know it's going to win, you're not serious about it. If you only want to fight for something, if it's connected to electoral politics, if it's connected to a campaign, you're really not serious about it. Because I've told you multiple times, politicians are loyal to their donors. They're loyal to corporations. They're not loyal to us. Now, some of the same people who sat out there went to those rallies with me, Bernie rallies, We all were able to come together and say, yes, we need to fight for these things. Now some of those same people are saying, well, no, I want to fight for it because, you know, it's that person's involved. Who gives a fuck? Do you realize that not everybody that supported Bernie Sanders actually got along with each other? Do you guys ever sit back and think about the fact that maybe what brought us together was Bernie Sanders on the issues, not the personalities? So he was able to bring people together that, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of those people that I met at the Bernie rally in Boston, I would have never fucking met those people. Some of them don't even live in Boston. This is the problem that we have. We've become so accustomed to, we have to do it through a campaign. We have to do it through the Democratic Party. That's still being loyal to the Democratic Party. When have they ever been loyal to us? Now, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to sit up here and talk down on activists, talk down on organizers, people who are trying to get people together to accomplish things in this country. And I don't care what school they went to. I don't care what degree they have. I don't care who their mom was. I don't care who their dad was. I don't care what fucking company they worked for. I do not care. You come to me with a plan and a mission, and it's for a good issue, a good cause. Let's fucking do it. Some of these people who are saying that they're in this fight and they were in this movement, the moment Bernie Sanders suspended his campaign, they were gone. Shout out to Steve for the super chat. Great first day on General Strike Summit and FHL. Congratulations, Sabby Sabs. Thanks so much, Steve. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Another thing that I want to point out, I want to make something very clear here. Some of the things that people were saying is they're like, these people are podcasters. They're not activists. As if you can't be fucking both. Really? This is the country we live in? You're only allowed to do one motherfucking thing? How many of you do more than one thing? How many of you are like a nurse or a teacher, but you're also a mom? How many of you are parents, but you're also a Girl Scout troop leader? You're involved in PTA. You also know how to cook. You also know how to knit. You know how to work on cars. That's how ridiculous this sounds. See, this is what happens when we put people in boxes, man. You're only allowed to do this thing. This is the label that I'm going to put on you, and that is what you are going to be. These labels. We just pigeonhole people. It drives me freaking crazy. That is what's wrong. That is a big problem we have on the left. So-and-so is only allowed to be a podcaster. So-and-so is only allowed to be a politician. You are allowed to do more than one thing. Another point I want to bring up in reference to that point. Some of those podcasters they were criticizing have done a lot of fucking activism. One of them that they criticized was Fiorella. Fiorella was at Standing Rock. Fiorella just got back from Nicaragua. Where was Hassan? Fiorella has done activism for Julian Assange. Some of us are not just podcasters. That's how ridiculous they sound. And some of these people on Twitter, you got to click on their profiles because I'm telling you, some of them are bots. Some of these people, they swarm and attack anytime you try to do something outside of electoral politics. Anytime you criticize a squad, they just swarm in like bots, and it's always the same fucking people, and they have like one freaking follower. Wake up. It is a tactic. They are put there. They are going to smear us. Look at how they smeared the Black Panthers. Look at how they smeared Fred Hampton. Anytime you try to do something outside of the box, they are going to come for you. Now, luckily, we had a lot of people jump to our defense. A lot of people. When I see those things on Twitter, I choose to ignore it. Because I already told you. Some of those people are bots. They're paid to infiltrate. I went through it with the marches for Medicare for All. I remember the smears. Shout out to NRiv. I don't know if this should be a rule, but maybe we should stop listening to millionaires for advice, online and off. Thank you to Summit contributors. Thank you so much, NRiv. Thanks so much for the super chat. And I'm not going to go ahead and get into the whole financial situation here, but I will say this. It is really interesting to me how it seems like a lot of these attacks are coming from wealthy elite people who never had to struggle and don't need any of these things that we are fighting for. The same ones who constantly try to keep you in the Democratic Party. No matter what happens with the squad, people like Hassan Piker are still going to tell you to vote Democrat. They're still going to tell you to vote for these clowns because that is all they know. Tell them to go out there and march in the street. They won't do it. They want to wear t-shirts and sell t-shirts that say, tax the rich, eat the rich. But if you ask them to go out there and protest with you with the rich, they won't do it. Shout out to VM Tour. You got two groups. One group is by any means necessary, and the other is no, not like that. The latter is determined to stop any progress. 100%. Thank you so much for the super chat. Leroy said, going to need you to couple this energy with cannabis consumption for your health. Oh, God. Sorry. Oh, thanks so much. Thanks so much. What's going on, Jesse? Killer stuff tonight, Sab. Thanks so much. And I'm not even done yet. Thanks so much, Cordell, for the super chat. They hate Jimmy Dore because he got walking boots. Look, like who you like, it's your thing. But one thing I will say about Jimmy Dore, who was at the marches for Medicare for All? Who was the one trying to do force the vote? Thanks so much for the super chat, Cordell. So many people have been brainwashed just to dislike people just because Sam Cedar told you to. Really? What the hell is Sam Cedar doing? When do you see Sam Cedar participating in direct action? When? Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. You want to listen to those people? They want to listen to Jink, Anna Kasparian. Those people are wealthy, you guys. They don't need to fight for this stuff. They don't fucking care. Really? If they really cared and they were really principled, then why did they take that money from Jeffrey Katzenberg? If they really cared. Now I'm going to tell you a little story that I've never talked about on here. But I think it's something that needs to be heard. Because everything that I just told you, at the end of the day, it all goes back to capitalism. Because those people, they want to like fight for these socialist ideas or encourage you to fight for these social ideas. They don't physically, but they don't really want to get out there and fight for it. They want to encourage you to fight for these socialist ideas. But at the end of the day, they still want capitalism. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I don't think I am. At the end of the day, they still want capitalism. Now, once upon a time, I thought that capitalism was good. I believed what I was told when I was growing up, that if I worked hard, I can be successful, get that first house right out of college. That didn't happen. I believe those things. I was one of those people where I did really well in school. And I'm not trying to brag about myself, but I did really well in school without trying. Got A's, B's, sometimes just all A's. Went to college, did really well. Graduated college with a 3.6. And I had honors classes. Now, based on what I just told you, technically, based on what I was taught when I was growing up by my teachers, I was on a pathway to success. Then 2008 happened. And I had a very difficult time finding a full-time job that would give me benefits and that would help me pay my rent. There wasn't one. But I still had to work because I had to pay my bills. So I ended up waiting tables. At one point, I was waiting tables and I had a retail job. I had 2 jobs. I was a college graduate. I had no benefits. I had no health insurance. I had no dental insurance. Anytime I went to the doctor, I had to pay out of pocket. I know how much it costs to go for a doctor's visit. Some of these people I just told you about don't. Let's just be real. I worked my ass off working 2 jobs. And it wasn't until one day a frequent customer came in and said that her boss was looking for an assistant. The only requirement was that you had to have a college degree and that you would be trained. I told her I was interested. She said, okay, I'll talk to her, see what I can do. Now, this is where networking comes in. Because that's why I try to tell people it's not always about what you know. It's more so about who you know. She was able to get an interview scheduled. I went to the interview. I aced the interview. I got the job. That was my first office job. So I was an office assistant working for a healthcare company. But I had benefits. It felt good to have benefits. I had a great boss, worked with great people. The job itself was not bad. But what that job did show me was just how corrupt the insurance companies are, just how slow the VA moves, just how slow Medicaid, Medicare, all of it, how slow it moves for people who need it desperately. I remember seeing mountains and mountains of bills because what I used to do as part of my job was to make sure that people paid their bills. Kind of funny considering I was struggling to pay mine at the time. And some people couldn't pay it. And the reason why they couldn't pay it is because the insurance companies didn't pay what they were supposed to pay. They would find ways to get out of it. They would say little things on like the claims, the insurance claims, denied. Because Blue Cross Blue Shield is not going to cover dementia. And this is things that a lot of people don't know. That when it comes to these codes, like medical codes, when you are diagnosed with something, there's a code that goes with that. It's a number. And that number, depending on which insurance company you have, determines whether or not the insurance company is even going to freaking pay for it. So there would be people who they worked for the telephone companies their whole freaking lives. Back when people used to do that, they used to work for Bell South. They retired, got pensions. Now they're in a nursing home. They were told they'd have health care for the rest of their lives. Worked all those years for those people, and then come to find out the health insurance company doesn't even want to pay. And they have no income. They're not working. They're retired. So they're living off of a fixed income. And I remember seeing that people had to exhaust all of their funds and show proof of that before they could even be eligible for Medicaid. I remember people showing proof of their estates so that they could pay their medical bills with their estate money. People who had worked all their lives so hard in this country, and the health insurance companies were shutting them out. That is where I started to learn about the healthcare system in this country. I remember being angry. I remember just feeling like, what is up with this country? You imagine that? You have to exhaust all of your funds before they will even think about helping you. And if you weren't eligible for Medicare because of your age, the point of that story is to tell you that you can do everything right in your life. You can go by the book. You can follow the rules. You can play the game the way that you're supposed to play it. But because of the capitalist system that we have in this country, sometimes even if you do all of those things, you can still fall. Now, I'm not currently in that situation anymore, but I got to tell you, it took me years to dig myself out of the financial situation that I had that happened in 2008. It took me years to get out of that hole. And I'm still not financially free because I have student loan debt. So the promise that they gave to people, to my generation, to millennials, the promise that was told to us that we do well in school, we go to college, we'll get a good job. For those of us that were entering into 2008, that did not happen for most of us. And this is something that I think a lot of people in this country don't understand, regardless if you are Republican or Democrat. For the people who did not have to go through that struggle, for the people who were able to just get everything right out of college, for the people that were able to have capitalism work for them, they don't understand why it could not work for us. And there's more to go along with that. A lot of that goes back to generational wealth. Because let's be real, some of my friends that I went to college with that didn't have to take out student loans because their parents could pay for all of their tuition, and their parents went to college and their grandparents went to college. And even if they didn't find a job after college, it didn't matter because they could go work for their dad's company. I went to school with people like that. I went to school with people that had jobs already lined up with their parents' company before they even graduated. So they didn't even have to look for a freaking job. I went to school with people who only went to school because their parents told them that they had to. You got to go to school and then you can come work for the company, but you got to go to school first. I went to school with people who were so unserious. Half of them didn't even want to freaking be there. They were just there because their parents told them that they had to do it in order to get this. Whereas you had people like me who really wanted to be there, who really wanted to excel and succeed, excuse me. And I did really well in school. And I just told you, I did really well in school. And I still struggled financially in this country. We have a problem. And it hasn't improved. I work with grad students. They're Gen Z. You think they're getting these big time salary offers? No. And they're graduating with a master's degree. So then what some of us did is, because we knew we weren't making the income we needed to make to live, when we would apply for some of these jobs, they would tell us, you need more education. So a lot of us ended up going back to school. We went back and got a master's. That's what we were told we needed to do, even though our parents had had those jobs and they didn't even have to have a freaking degree. So then you got more student loan debt. The point that I'm trying to make here is that the problem at the end of the day, even though Hassan is an asshole, even though they spill this rhetoric, they do it because they believe in the capitalist system. Elizabeth Warren told you herself, she is a capitalist. Shout out to Steve Wolfbrandt for the super chat. Local family-owned stores capitalism is fine. Corporate capitalism is evil and destroys local family-owned stores. That's a good point to mention, Steve. Thanks so much for the super chat. So I went to school with people who were like Hassan Piker, that just took their freaking education for fucking granted. They didn't understand what it was like to have to pay for their freaking school books. I did. They didn't have to work in college. I did. I went to school with people like that didn't understand why I couldn't go on spring break with them to freaking Turks and Caicos because I had to fucking work. So my point to you is, when you try to talk to people about those things and they have not had that experience, it is going to be very difficult for them to understand. Because they don't know, because they haven't lived it. They see all these things that were given to them. A lot of times they don't even realize it was given to them. Shout out to Delthea for the super chat. American capitalism will put you in debt with a lie and then means test you out of a safety net and cover up all that with appeals to mediocrity. Thank you so much for the super chat, Delthea. Exactly. So someone was asking me on Twitter a couple days ago, why do you say these things about these people? They're good people. They're trying to do the right thing. You don't know them. You don't know their... No, I went to school with people like them. I grew up with people like them. I know exactly how they think. They're the ones who come in and they think that because they have one black friend, that they're cool. They think it's okay for them to come in and be the white savior. They'll be the ones that if you say you can't afford to go on spring break with them, that you have to work, they'll be the ones that'll come in and say, oh, I'll pay for it for you. My dad will pay for it. Don't worry about it. And then later on, years down the line, they'll brag to their friends about how they helped out their poor black friend. So please. I know those people. They're the same people who want to use black slang, but don't really, really want to be around black people. They'll have one. They'll always have that one. But for the most part, no. They want to be like, yo, what's up? I'm chilling. What's up? But they'll never go into a black neighborhood. So I peeped that game. I know it very well. And I have worked very hard in my life. And for someone who hasn't had to, who is rich, to try to come in and crap down on black activists, on a group of black people from a channel that has 12,400 subs, that means they are this fucking small. I'm going to take a sip. I went off there for a minute. Been kind of holding that up inside, just bottle it all up. But to see the number of people that tried to defend Hassan, it's really funny to me. You think Hassan cares about these people? No. I saw so many like white leftists just coming down on a group of black people. And then they wonder why we don't have more black people in this space. Going to some of the comments in the chat. Steve said, have a drink for me, Sabby. Will do. Will do. Ocean Transitor said, Sabby, but how do you really feel? Oh, man. Yeah. Like I talked about some of that on the roundtable, but I think after I had a night to sleep, like it just really like boiled down to me. It's just like, Sabby, what are you drinking tonight? Oh, Gunner's Daughter milk stout. And there's a peanut butter one too. If you like peanut butter. It is really good though. That is one of the ones like I do recommend them. They're really good. Oh, where did creative experiments go? I just saw you. Okay. I had a rich friend who was confused why I couldn't take a low-paying job like he did. You have to be rich to get a job these days. Like they only work to make their parents happy. I don't know what it's like to not have to work. I've been working since I was 16. Since I was 16. And I had extracurricular activities after school. I don't know what this you don't have a job thing means. I don't know what that means. Gary said for the 2020, Bernie had a Hillary operative as a campaign manager. So it happens. People get infiltrated. It happens. People did that with the Medicare for All marches. There will always be somebody that tries to infiltrate you guys. And sometimes even the best people, or who you think are the best people that you've already vetted, sometimes people can surprise you. There's always going to be somebody that tries to take it down. Every time. Arturo said, I've been unemployed since January. I know a lot of people that still are. But according to Joe Biden, job market's going great. Speaking of Joe Biden, have you guys seen what he said recently? This is interesting. This is interesting. I tweeted about this, of course, as you could imagine. I need to get off the stream, though. It's after 11 o'clock. I say this all the time, and yet I'm still here. Let me go to that tweet. So Joe Biden made this. Oh, my God. Yeah. Okay. Let me share my screen. Joe Biden said, all right. So I tweeted this earlier and I said, I see Biden is back to calling black people Negroes. So for those who don't know, Joe Biden, he was giving a speech. As you can imagine, he should probably stop doing those. He was giving a speech. He was referring to, I think it was Satchel Paige or whatever. And he said, yeah, like Satchel Paige, the Negro. And I was like, the what? Guys, this is the guy who's supposed to be running the country. It's 2020. It's 2021. See, this is why when I did that Halloween stream and I played that clip from Malcolm X, which was back in the day, and Malcolm X was saying Negro, I had to say after that video, just for record, in 2021, we do not refer to black people as Negroes. I just wanted to put that out there, that disclaimer. That was literally Halloween night. That was maybe 2 weeks ago. And here comes Joe Biden calling black person Negro. You guys see why I have to say these things? You see why I have to put in these disclaimers? He's the president. He's the president. Some people are trying to make excuses for him. Some people are on Twitter saying like, oh, conservatives are, I'm not going to name any names because I'm trying to be nice. Conservatives are trying to come after Joe Biden for using the word Negro, not mentioning that that was the term used at the time. And I'm just like, why are you defending a racist, segregationist rapist? And why aren't you telling people that it's not just conservatives saying that? Black Twitter tore Joe Biden up today. Democrats tore Joe Biden up today. But they left that out. They left that out. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Thanks so much, Delthea, for the super chat. Please do not begin sentences with according to Joe Biden. Such sentences hurt me in my soul. Oh my God. My hair's a mess. It's so like humid here, you guys. And my face is all shiny. Yeah, it's unusually humid. Where a Pilgrim said they still got to prop up Joe. LOL. It's embarrassing at this point. It's absolutely embarrassing. Troy said Brandon 2024. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ouch, ouch. That one's rough. That one's rough. Guys, this has been fun. I am over. Oh, I got to show you guys this video before I forget. Something happened. So someone sent me this video. It's really short. And I just want to show this to you because it's just a reminder of what people have to go through in this country. And I think that, where'd it go? Yep, here we go. All right, I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you this. All right, guys, watch this video. I have to mute it because of the music, but you don't need to hear it anyway. You just need to watch it. This guy, he works at Subway. Watch this. You see that? That's his baby. He has to take his baby to work. Now, some people saw that and they were like, why would he bring his baby to work? Could be multiple reasons. Can't afford daycare, babysitter didn't show up. It happens. Daycare is expensive in this country today. Had to take his baby to work. If that doesn't show you how capitalism has failed this country, I don't know what else will. I don't know what else will. That's why it should be free. That's why childcare should be free. It's absolutely sad. It's absolutely sad. I want to show you something that will not be sad because I'm starting to do this thing where I don't want to end streams like, I guess like on a sour note. So I do want to show you something. And you can give me your take on it. Why is this so big? Shrink. People can't even see the magazine. Okay, they can see it now. All right. I want to get everyone's opinion about this because People Magazine has named their sexiest man of the year. And that person is Paul Rudd. Now, I want to get your opinions in the chat. Do you think that Paul Rudd is the sexiest man alive? I think Paul Rudd's in his 50s now, 50 or 51. But he has been named the sexiest man alive. Ladies and gentlemen, any opinion in the chat? Funny thing too, the first thing I ever saw Paul Rudd on, it was the movie Clueless. And at that time, I don't think he was well known at that time. He had a smaller role, but he was Cher's like half brother or step brother, something like that. But anyway, he was in the movie Clueless. That was the first thing I saw him on. Moses said, who the Oh man, Jamie said I used to think he was cute but not hot. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Ashira said, I don't care, Sabby. I thought you were going to say Joe Biden or Obama. Oh, no, no, no. If they name Joe Biden the sexiest man alive, I would say boycott People. Boycott People magazine. Shout out to Indy Left said the dorky stepbrother. That's right. He was her stepbrother. Other comments in the chat? Sula said he's cute. Steve said he lost. Damn, I lost again this year. Oh, Steve. Oh. Devora Axe said people made Patrick Stewart sexiest man alive. Oh, that's right. They did. They did. Harry said he's very handsome. I certainly wouldn't kick him out of bed, but no, every porn star ever is sexier. Oh boy. Oh boy. Do you guys think he looks like he's 50 years old? I feel like I was talking really loud in the mic there for a minute. This is funny. Michael said he voted for himself. There you go. There you go. I'm sorry, these comments are funny. Eric said, let's go, Rudd. Oh, man. Hey, Sue said Obama was sexy when he had his mom pants on. Oh, man. Oh, the comments coming through. Coming through. You don't think he looks 50? Yeah, I didn't think so either. I didn't think so either. I don't know. I don't know how they go about deciding who gets these things, but I just wanted to end on a happier note. I don't know if that's actually really happy or not, but it's not something that's going to make you angry or hopefully not sad. I hope you wouldn't be sad about that. But what? Ocean Transitor said he looks 90 without the soft filter and airbrushing. Damn. Damn. Harry said no, but makeup and Photoshop. Damn. Oh, you guys are brutal. You guys are brutal. You're killing me. You're kidding me. All right, guys. I got to get going. It's after 11 o'clock. I have to, I have the general strike tomorrow. I'll be on at 3 o'clock with Jimmy and Nick, but it starts at 10 a.m. So definitely make sure, head on over there, check it out. If you have nothing going on tomorrow, it's going to be very educational. Again, going forward with that. Eric said he demands an investigation. Oh, that's messed up. You guys are a trip, man. Oh, brutal, brutal, brutal. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I should not stay up late tonight. For real this time. So have a good night. Keep up the fight.